Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha, with some breaking news involving P. Diddy Combs. Now, this morning I was sharing with you all that I would be back. And whoever Dragon was, shout out to Dragon that came into my chat this morning because they actually were telling the truth on this press conference. There was a press conference today at 11:04. The case of the charges in Diddy's arrest have been unsealed and released. So I want you all to listen in as the press conference they were given more details.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of an indictment charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
Wow.
Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
Wow, y'all, this is about to get ugly. I cannot believe this. And y'all, on IG, they were stating that allegedly they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Okay, what kind of freaky stuff are y'all doing at these freak-offs? Okay, oh my goodness. And y'all, this here is going to probably include multiple people. And I know one name that came up during the whole, this was probably when they first talked about the freak off parties, and Bishop T.D. Jakes was one name that came up when they were saying that he was at these parties. Now, with all of the information coming out now about, some of the charges and things that took place at these parties, why is a bishop at these parties? That question is going to come up again. People are going to start wondering. And it seems as though, according to this, P. Diddy recorded everything. So people who were there probably scared, okay, that are very influential people. You probably got pastors, judges, everybody that was at these freak off parties. Hey, Real Talk with Pratt. He said, afternoon open book. I need to find out where can I get 1,000 bottles. Real talk. That's what in the world do you need that much baby oil for? That's what I was trying to find out. Like, you just got that laying around the house. He probably invested in Sam's Club or something to go and get it by the case. It is crazy, y'all. Like, this is serious. I knew by the time it came out, they were racking up those charges. It wasn't just going to be, one little thing or something like that, but it's a lot of different charges, like serious charges. And so I know that this thing is going to be big. I wanted to share that with you all while I was on my lunch break. If you were just jumping in, go back and hit the replay. I played a portion of that press conference that they just had about 15 minutes ago, where he read all of the charges and the things that took place. And some of that we talked about even this morning on my morning live. We had talked about that. But y'all, whoo, I'm about to continue to read up on what has been released. And I told y'all on my community wall, I said, where's 50 cents? I'm trying to see what kind of petty he on. Because he about to clown Diddy 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil. Like, what, sir? Just laying around. But y'all, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit the like button and share. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much and have a blessed day. Bye bye.